Willkommen in Berlin. This weekend, we're in the capital of Germany to experience the mesmerizing Festival of Lights. Join me as we explore iconic landmarks and historical buildings, all bathed in breathtaking illuminations. Let's go! Guten Tag, this is Ken from Ken Travel 360. We've just landed at Berlin Airport and we're now taking the train to the city. For our first night, we're staying at Hampton by Hilton, Berlin City East Side Gallery. This is a new stylish hotel near the famous East Side Gallery. The rooms are decorated in a modern style with a work area. Right, let's go start our light seeing. The first installation is just nearby. It's the Oberbaum Bridge, or the Oberbaum Bridge. This is one of Berlin's most beautiful bridges and possibly one of the most famous ones, as it connected East Berlin with West Berlin. You can get beautiful views of the Spree River on the bridge. The bridge was constructed 125 years ago. In 1945, the Allies blew up parts of the bridge, and in 1955, the GDR blocked it for the cars. However, pedestrians were still able to use it until 1961, when the Berlin Wall was built. Since the fall of the wall 34 years ago in 1989, Oberbaum Bridge is connecting the two sides of Berlin again. This year, they're presenting a 7-minute 3D video show here to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop. Right, next, we're gonna take the subway to Alexander Platz. Right, we have got to Alexander Platz. This is where the famous Berlin TV Tower is located. The Berlin TV Tower is known for its distinctive sphere with a tall antenna on top. Standing at a height of 368 meters, it's one of the tallest freestanding structures in Europe. The tower was constructed in the 60s by the GDR, and it serves both as a communication hub and an observation tower. This year, the title of the 3D video show here is Colors of Life. Let's enjoy it. Near the TV tower, you can find St. Mary's Church. There's a steel projection on its side wall. Well, next, we'll walk to the nearby Nikolai Quarter, where we'll find a cluster of artwork. The building behind me is the former Kaufhaus Israel, and we've got a video projection on its wall. Nearby, you can see the next artwork, which is this colorful tree lighting here. Next, we've got the swings in the clouds. So as we continue to walk through Nikolai Quarter, we found a lot more tree lighting artwork. We have one more installation in Nikolai Quarter, and it's Angels of Freedom, which is a popular Instagram spot. So next, there is an interesting installation called Lumisphere. I'm not quite sure what it is, but let's find out. Next, we are going to check out the Humboldt Forum, a cultural and museum complex located in the heart of Berlin. It houses a diverse collection of art, artifacts, and exhibitions with a particular focus on non-European cultures. On its north facade, there is a video projection, and the theme is Infinite, Living with Death, which is a tie-in to the special exhibition of the same name currently taking place there. Continuing our sightseeing, the next attraction is the biggest and possibly the most famous landmarks of Berlin, the Cathedral, or Berliner Dom in German. The cathedral is renowned for its stunning architecture and impressive domes, and it was built between 1894 and 1905 during the reign of Kaiser Wilhelm II, replacing an earlier cathedral. In this year's Festival of Lights, you will find various steel projections on it, and they carry the message for this year's festival: diversity is inclusion. Over there at the Altus Museum, there's a big crowd of people, and sometimes they're singing. I'm not quite sure what is going on. Over there, we got 4 more Angels of Freedom, but since we already did one earlier, we are gonna pass these. Now we are outside the Humboldt University, and here you can find the installation Luminary. We're gonna see it. It depicts the sun, the moon, Mars, and Earth, and is supposed to pay tribute to the wonders of the universe. Nearby, we can find the state operas as well as St. Hedwig's Cathedral. Here, they're continuing with the theme of Colors of Life, and they're promoting colors of diversity. We also have an amazing video projection on Hotel de Rome. It continues again with the theme of Colors of Life. If you have been enjoying this video, I would appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. We were so mesmerized by the spectacular video projections on the facades of Hotel de Rome that we stayed and watched until they were looping. By then, it was getting close to 11 p.m. when the lights would be switched off. Rest assured though, we'll continue our light seeing the next day. Good morning, guten Tag. It's now day 2 of our Berlin trip. Our hotel is right by the East Side Gallery, so this morning the first thing we are going to do is to check out the new War Museum. This is a different War Museum from the one at Checkpoint Charlie. So we've just arrived at the War Museum at East Side Gallery now. The normal admission cost is €12.50. However, if you book online beforehand, it's €9.99. And with that, you can print your own ticket out. Okay, let's go in. Here we are. Opened in 2016, this relatively new multimedia-heavy museum offers an introduction to the history of Berlin Wall. As a private museum, it doesn't have as many original artifacts, but it compensates with rich audio-visual displays and interviews featuring Heinz-Dietrich Genscher, a former West Germany foreign minister. The exhibition, although somewhat superficial, covers the wall's construction, border security, and its deadly aspects. With sections devoted to the Cold War and the nuclear arms race, the museum extensively covers significant historical events like the Cuban Missile Crisis and the exchange of spies at Giernicke-Brücke. The museum then goes on to the last few years of the Cold War and the changes brought about by Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan, as the US president moved from calling the USSR the Empire of Evil to actually signing the arms reduction treaties with Gorbachev on friendly terms, while Gorbachev crucially initiated reforms within the USSR. Finally, the museum offers a glimpse of the Roger Waters concert and display artifacts like this copy of the Nobel Peace Prize document awarded to Gorbachev. So we just finished the War Museum at the East Side Gallery. This museum is very different from the Checkpoint Charlie Museum. It's really more about the fall of the Berlin Wall, thanks to the person behind me, Mikhail Gorbachev. After visiting the War Museum, we stroll along the East Side Gallery, which is the longest remaining section of the former Berlin Wall, stretching just over a kilometer long. There are just over 100 murals, and I recorded this hyperlapse for you to see most of them in rapid speed. Some of them are particularly famous, such as this one, The Kiss by Dmitri Rubel, and this one, Test the Best by Brigitte Kinder. If the Berlin Wall was a symbol of the division of the city during the Cold War, then our next attraction represents unity following the reunification of Germany. The Brandenburg Gate is an iconic neoclassical monument built in the 18th century. Is a symbol of unity and peace, having witnessed significant historical events. The gate consists of 12 Doric columns, topped by a chariot statue, and is one of Berlin's most famous landmarks. The Brandenburg Gate has a unique historical significance because it stood at the border between East and West Berlin during the Cold War. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent reunification of Germany, the Brandenburg Gate became a powerful symbol of reunification. We're gonna come back later this evening to see the Brandenburg Gate when the lights are switched on. For now, let's move on. In the afternoon, we took the metro all the way to the suburbs of West Berlin to visit a very interesting attraction. So we just arrived at Olympia Stadion station. We are here for, of course, the Olympic Stadium. Yay. So even though I've visited Berlin many times, I've never been to the Olympic Stadium, even though I've heard about it so much. Constructed between 1934 and 1936, the Olympic Stadium was a significant part of Hitler's ambition to showcase Nazi Germany's power and ideology. The 1936 Olympics were intended to be a demonstration of Aryan supremacy, but things took an unexpected turn. As we stroll through this colossal venue, it's hard not to be struck by its architectural grandeur. The stadium was designed by architect Werner March and had a capacity of over 110,000 spectators during the games. Taking the symmetrical form of a large oval, it was built in the monumental neoclassical style favored by the Nazis. Its sheer scale was intended to impress the world and inspire awe, and in this it succeeded. Although Germany topped the medals table, the 1936 Games were most memorable for the performance of African-American athlete Jesse Owens, who won 4 gold medals in the track and field events, and in doing so, completely undermined the myth of Aryan superiority. Here, this plaque shows all the Olympic winners from the 1936 Olympics, including, you can see on the top left, Jesse Owens, 100 and 200 meters in athletics. This is the Olympic bell. Until 1947, it's hung in the bell tower. So behind me, you can find the original 1936 sculptures. These two are the relay runners. Well, we are now inside Berlin's Olympic Stadium. In 2004, the stadium was renovated and it became the largest football ground in Germany. Nowadays, it's also the home ground for the Bundesliga team Hertha Berlin. So we've made it to the other side of the stadium, and these are the discus thrower sculptures, also from the original 1936 Olympics. According to the description, the way these discus throwers are modeled, they're so rigid that it's more like they are soldiers. We took the U-Bahn to return to the city center. Today, we're staying at a different hotel, Hilton Berlin. The hotel is centrally located, and thanks to my Hilton Honors Gold status, we were upgraded to an executive room with a stunning view of the dome from the window. And with that, we were granted access to the executive lounge. This was really handy for satisfying our dining needs before going out to see the Festival of Lights again. I'll be making a detailed video about our hotel stay here, and I'll link it above when it's available. We begin our second night of our Berlin light seeing back at the most iconic landmark in the city, the Brandenburg Gate. This year, there is a 12-minute video shown here, and it will showcase different artists' visions on diversity. By the way, if you like this video and don't want to miss out on any future videos from me, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. That way, you'll be notified when I post a new video. I won't show you the whole 12 minutes loop, but instead, I'll show you 45 seconds of some of the highlights here. Our final stop on this light seeing tour takes us to the vibrant heart of Berlin, Potsdamer Platz. This iconic square has seen extensive redevelopment since the reunification of Germany and is now celebrated for its modern and innovative architecture. Potsdamer Platz is where we will encounter a dazzling array of Festival of Lights installations. As you explore this lively square, you'll be captivated by a mesmerizing floor projection as its center, and captivating projections adorning the walls of P5, Ritz-Carlton, Kohof Tower and the Forum Tower, also known as the Piano House. But we see two illuminations here. The one on the left is Ritz-Carlton, and the one on the right is P5. The center of Potsdamer Platz has been transformed into a radiant work of art by this colorful floor projection. You can see everyone immersing themselves in a sea of colors, flowers, and ornaments. It's a really popular and interactive installation. So this one is Forum Tower, and this is Kohof Tower. Strolling down outer Potsdamer Strasse, we will encounter Flohrasen, a breathtaking display of glowing poppies, gently floating and creating a radiant sea of dancing lights. So we're now joining the line to see the Wonderland in the Haushof Tunnel. Right, we just headed inside the place to find the snail and caterpillar installation. It's quite whimsical, so I'm going to show you. Looks like we found the caterpillar. And here, we've got the snail. Yeah. Oh, these bears are decorated in the style of Blue Man Group. Behind me is the installation called Together! It's a magnificent creation of gigantic colorful hands forming a heart symbolizing love, empathy, and unity in diversity. But finally, we venture behind Potsdamer Platz to Piano Lake, where we encounter the incredible 3D water projection known as Fantasy. Wow, that 3D water projection fantasy was really good. Right, there you go. We've seen all the major installations of this year's Festival of Lights in Berlin. Leave a comment below to tell me what you think of it. And if you would like to see some of my other travel videos, click on one of the video cards popping up now. This has been Ken from Ken Travel 360. Thanks for watching. Until next time.